Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, good morning and welcome. I'm Commander Claudia Palusci of the Italian Coast Guard and currently serving in the International Affairs Office at the Italian Coast Guard headquarters in Rome. Thank you for joining us at the Osaka Expo. It is a great honor for us to be here today in the dynamic and inspiring city of Osaka, at the Italian Pavilion, an emblem of our country's global engagement, innovation, and commitment to international dialogue. We are truly honored to be here to present the upcoming international event that will be held in Italy, the Coast Guard Global Summit, which will be co-chaired by Japanese and Italian Coast Guards. To begin our program, I have the privilege of inviting to the stage the Deputy Commissioner General for Italy at the Expo, Elena Sgarbi, who will deliver our first welcome speech. The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Italy Pavilion at Expo 2025 Osaka, Kansai. It's really a privilege to be able to host such an important event as the one we are in the middle of enjoying together. But first of all, let me welcome and thank for his presence the Admiral Seguchi for the Japanese Coast Guard, and of course Admiral Riardo from the Italian Coast Guard. Today is a moment in which once more we see how strong and deep are the connections and the cooperation between Italy and Japan, specifically with regard to such an important, let me say also pivotal, field like the one embodied by Coast Guards worldwide. The sea is a wonderful reality. All of us look at the sea and feel more peaceful, more relaxed, more inspired in a way, but can be very dangerous. And many lives have been lost in accidents taking place in the sea. Moreover, the sea sometimes embodies the separation between countries, the borders of our countries. And with it comes all of a huge amount of issues and problems that once again Coast Guards worldwide are engaged in tackling directly. This is an area where international cooperation is of the utmost importance and relevance. So I am truly glad to announce that the next Global Coast Guard Summit will take place in Rome and will be chaired by Italy and Japan together. I don't want to take more of your time. I want the true protagonists of the event explaining us all the different aspects related to this event. But once again, let me say welcome to the Italy Pavilion. Thank you.
It is now time to begin our presentation. So, without further ado, I would like to present Admiral Yoshio Seguchi, the Commandant of the Japan Coast Guard. Throughout his distinguished career, and especially since his appointment as a Commandant in July 2024, Admiral Seguchi has played a crucial role in fostering strong, balanced, and effective cooperation with international counterparts. His unwavering commitment has significantly contributed to enhancing dialogue and mutual understanding on matters of shared interest, offering a concrete and timely response to the increasingly complex challenges faced by the Coast Guards within a maritime domain that is progressively transcending national boundaries. Admiral, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Yoshio Seguchi. I am the Commandant of the Japan Coast Guard. I have been a member of the JCG for 43 years. Nice to meet you. I'm happy to have the opportunity to speak to you today about the Coast Guard Global Summit. As maritime issues become more globalized and diverse, the role and importance of Coast Guard agencies is even more crucial than ever. So please allow me to use my interpreter, Kozai-san. それではよろしくお願いします。本日は世界の海上保安機関が一堂に会し、海洋の諸問題について取り組むための場である世界海上保安長官級会合について、日本とイタリアから紹介をさせていただきます。まずはじめに、海上保安庁の業務の動画をご覧ください。
So, as a commandant of the Japan Coast Guard, today I would like to introduce the CGGS, Coast Guard Global Summit, where Coast Guard agencies from around the world gather to address various maritime issues from the perspectives of Japan and Italy. And so first, please watch a video introducing Japan Coast Guard's operations.
With a love of the ocean and a desire to protect it, Japan Coast Guard officers strive to fulfill their mission in Japan, a country surrounded by the ocean. Japan has a land area of 380,000 square kilometers. It is a mere 61st in the world in terms of land size. However, the nation's sovereignty, which extends to its territorial waters and exclusive economic zone, where Japan has the exclusive right to fish and develop natural resources, covers an area of 4.47 million square kilometers. This is around 12 times the size of the land area, placing the nation within the top 10 in the world. The Japan Coast Guard has divided this expansive responsible area into 11 regions to protect 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The Japan Coast Guard operates a total of 455 vessels. Ishigaki-jima Island is the place where large patrol vessels have gathered the most in recent times. A full-time patrol system for the security of Senkaku territorial waters was set up in 2016, and the Japan Coast Guard vessels have been taking turns to constantly patrol the area. The sea around the Senkaku Islands is a strategically important area for securing our sovereignty. The Japan Coast Guard is following and monitoring the vessels while keeping a certain range from them. The Japan Coast Guard engages in day and night patrols around the Senkaku Islands calmly and firmly, so as not to escalate the situation. To ensure peace and order at sea, the Japan Coast Guard implements countermeasures to prevent illegal activities, such as poaching, smuggling, and illicit human trafficking, as well as illegal fishing operations by foreign boats, and to monitor spy ships. And in the future, the greatest threat comes from terrorists. Men trained every day with the aim of protecting Japan's harbors and vital facilities. They are members of the Special Guard Team. They engage in all kinds of training in preparation for a variety of situations. Accidents at sea pose direct dangers to people's lives. Carrying out sea rescues is a vital mission of the Japan Coast Guard. Divers who search underwater for victims of capsized or sunken boats, and mobile rescue teams who rush to scenes of accidents by helicopters in order to engage in rescue operations have been stationed throughout the country. Unfortunately, accidents occur at all times, even at night. The Japan Coast Guard carries out rescue operations. The Special Rescue Team is a team of specialists trained to cope with accidents under special circumstances involving severe accidents, toxins, or hazardous substances. They are the personnel who became the model for the movie Umizara. They fly to any place in the country as required from Haneda Air Station. Descending from helicopters can also require special techniques depending on the situation. This is a method in which rescuers descend diagonally to land on a designated spot on a ship. This method, requiring an advanced technique, can protect rescuers from strong vertical winds from the helicopter rotors. The training is carried out repeatedly with no time to rest, testing the physical limits of the rescuers. In order to preserve the beauty of the sea around Japan, the Japan Coast Guard conducts preservation activities, providing guidance and raising awareness under the slogan, "Preserving Blue Seas for the Future." The Japan Coast Guard not only rescues victims from fires and accidents on ships, but also implements speedy, appropriate measures to cope with the leaking of oil and other hazardous substances. This is a team of specialists known as the National Strike Team. The Hydrographic and Oceanographic Department conducts surveys for navigation safety and exploration for and development of seabed resources. Surveys are also conducted regularly on Nishinoshima Island, where new land has formed since eruptions began in 2013. 7 vessel traffic service centers have been set up throughout the country to ensure the safe navigation of vessels. Like the traffic controllers at airports, the operators of the Maritime Traffic Department of the Japan Coast Guard work around the clock. To ensure the safety of the waters around Japan, the Japan Coast Guard is bolstering multilateral and bilateral cooperation with neighboring countries. The Japan Coast Guard also provides neighboring countries with know-how on the high level of maritime safety capabilities fostered over the years to support the enhancement of their capabilities.
私の操船で、警備対象を守るということにとても誇りを感じています。家族の思いとかも、私たちは背負っているというところで、この人を絶対連れて陸上安全なところまで帰るんだという気持ちで、救助に携わっています。
自分たちの手で海を守っているっていう実感がやっぱりすごくありますね。
捜索入った際にその行方不明者を見つけることができなかった時は悔しかったです。
私が情報提供したことで船が一日安全に過ごせたと感じる時が一番やりがいを感じる時です。
海って、その湾内で見る海とその外で見る海は違うので、場所によって海の形も、景色も変わりますし、やっぱり星空は綺麗ですね。一番どこの陸よりも一番綺麗だと思います。
一つ間違えれば国際問題になるような仕事も多くしているので、そういう意味では常に緊張を持って自分のその判断に責任が持てるように心がけています。
冷静かつ毅然とした態度で、今の尖閣の緊張を高めることなく、しっかりやっていこうと思っております。
Japan has been protected by the sea and nurtured by its resources since ancient times. To ensure the protection of this precious sea, the Japan Coast Guard works 24 hours a day, 365 days a year throughout the country to fulfill its mission, even at this very moment.
はい、我々は海の上で発生するさまざまな事案に真っ先に駆けつけ、最前線で対応する The First Responders and Frontline Actors として、この平和で豊かな海における安全と治安の維持を任務としています。
As the first responders and frontline security actors, who are the first to respond to various incidents at sea and handle them on the front lines, we are tasked with ensuring the safety and security of this peaceful and prosperous sea.
近年、ますますグローバル化する課題に対して、世界の海上保安機関が地域の枠組みを超え、力を集結して取り組むため、2017年に海上保安庁と日本財団が世界海上保安機関長官級会合を立ち上げました。
In recent years, as global challenges have become increasingly complex, maritime safety agencies around the world have begun collaborating beyond regional frameworks to address these issues. In response, the Japan Coast Guard and the Nippon Foundation established the Coast Guard Global Summit, CGGS, in 2017.
このスライドはこれまでの3カ国を表しています。前回第3回の2023年は96の国及び機関の参加がありました。
This slide shows the participating countries to date. with 96 countries and organizations participating in the third meeting in 2023.
それではこれまでの会合を簡単に振り返ります。
Let us now briefly review the previous meetings.
2017年9月、世界38の海上保安機関等の長官級が参加し、第1回目の世界海上保安機関長官級会合が東京で開催されました。
In September 2017, the first CGGS was held in Tokyo, with the participation of senior officials from 38 Coast Guard agencies and related organizations around the world.
この会合では、海上の安全及び環境保護、海上のセキュリティ、人材育成を中心としたキャパシティビルディングについて意見交換を行いました。
During this meeting, discussions were held on three main themes. 1. Maritime safety and environmental protection. 2. Maritime security. And 3. Capacity building with a focus on human resource development.
そして2019年11月、世界84の海上保安機関等の長官級が参加し、第2回世界海上保安長官級会合が東京で開催をされました。
And in November 2019, the second CGGS was held in Tokyo, with the participation of senior officials from 84 Coast Guard agencies and related organizations worldwide.
この会合では、会合の運営ガイドライン、情報共有手法、国際海上保安、海上保安、国際人材育成、各国の先進的な取り組みの4つのテーマについて議論を行いました。
And this meeting focused on 4 themes. 1. Meeting operational guidelines. 2. Information sharing methods. 3. International capacity building for maritime safety. And advanced initiatives by countries.
第2回目の会合での議論を踏まえ、CGGS ウェブサイトを創設したほか、2012年に第1回海上保安国際人材育成オンラインプログラムが開催され、大勢の参加を得ました。
Following the discussions at the second meeting, the CGGS website was established, and the first international CGGS Human Resource Development Online Program was held in 2012, attracting a large number of participants.
第2回目以降はコロナ禍で中断をしていましたが、2023年10月、世界96の海上保安機関等の長官級が参加し、第3回世界海上保安長官級会合が東京で開催をされました。
Following the second meeting, activities were suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But in October 2023, the third meeting of CGGS was held in Tokyo with the participation of senior officials from 96 maritime safety agencies and related organizations worldwide.
この会合でも会合の運営ガイドライン、情報共有手法、海上保安国際人材育成、先進的な取り組みの4つについて議論が行われました。
At this meeting, discussions were held on 4 topics. 1. Meeting operational guidelines. 2. Information sharing methods. 3. International maritime safety and security human resource development. And 4. Advanced initiatives.
これまで日本で開催をされていたこの会合が、第4回で初めて日本以外で開催されることとなります。これを足がかりとして、名実ともにグローバルな会合となり、世界の海洋の安定に寄与していきたいと考えています。
Well, this meeting, which has previously been held in Japan, will be held overseas for the first time at the 4th session. This marks a significant step toward establishing this meeting as a truly global forum, both in name and substance.
本日のセミナーは、来月の11日、12日にイタリアのローマで開催される第4回世界長官級会合に先立ち、 初めての試みとして開催しました。
So today's seminar is being held in advance of the fourth CGGS to be held in Rome, Italy next month, with the aim of informing many people about the objectives and initiatives of the CGGS.
皆さん、世界は海でつながっています。
Well, everyone, the sea connects the world.
今、海をめぐる問題がグローバル化し、複雑化する中で、海上保安機関の役割や重要性が一層増しています。
Now, all the issues surrounding the sea has become so globalized and have become so complex. The role and importance of Coast Guard has become so important.
美しく豊かな、そして法の支配に基づく平和で安定した海を維持するためには、世界の海上保安機関が連携協力してさまざまな課題に取り組む必要があります。
In order to maintain the beautiful, ample, peaceful and stable sea as a source of prosperity based on the rule of laws, Coast Guards around the world need to work together to address various global issues.
コーストガードグローバルサミットはそのためのグローバルなプラットフォームです。
Coast Guard Global Summit is a global platform for that purpose.
日本はこれまで3回にわたり CGGS を開催してきました。
Japan Coast Guard has held CGGS 3 times in the past.
そしてこの度 CGGS は海を渡り、この9月には第4回目の CGGS がイタリアのローマで開催されます。
And this time, CGGS will go out of Japan for the first time and will be held in Rome, Italy, at the 4th edition.
これにより今後一層、世界の海上保安機関の絆が深まり、美しく豊かで平和な海が未来に引き継がれることを確信をしています。
Through all these activities, I'm so confident that bonds among global coast guards will deepen, ensuring the beautiful, prosperous, and peaceful seas that will be passed on to the future generations.
ご清聴ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, we now continue with the Italian Coast Guard presentation. It is my honor to introduce Rear Admiral Upper Alf Sergio Riardo, Deputy Commandant of the Italian Coast Guard. Rear Admiral Sergio Riardo began his career with the Italian Coast Guard at the Naval Academy, later specializing in aviation and earning his pilot wings in the United States in 1991. He served extensively in maritime patrol and search and rescue operations, notably with the 2nd Coast Guard Air Squadron in Catania, while still advanced in leadership roles. He played a key role in modernizing the Coast Guard's air component and held several senior positions at the quarters in Rome, including Director of the Italian Maritime Rescue Coordination Center. From 2021 to 2023, he served as Maritime Director of Liguria Region and Commandant of the Port of Genoa. Promoted to Rear Admiral Upper Alf in 2023, he currently serves as Deputy Commandant of the Italian Coast Guard, and he will take on the role of Commandant of the Italian Coast Guard from September 24. Admiral, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Claudia, for giving me the floor, and I would like to give your welcome here, ladies and gentlemen, and Ambassador. I thank you for hosting us here today, and Admiral Yoshi Seguchi. It's a true pleasure and honor to meet you today here in Osaka, in the framework of a dialogue that is not only operationally meaningful, but deeply rooted in a mutual respect, shared values, and an enduring spirit of cooperation between our Coast Guards. As Deputy Commandant of the Italian Coast Guard and designated to become a Commandant on 24 September next month, I'm deeply honored to take the helm of an organization with over 160 years of history and proud tradition. The Italian Coast Guard plays a role at national, regional, and international level, ensuring maritime safety, security, search and rescue, fisheries control, environmental protection, and the rule of law at sea. In this capacity, I wish to express my sincere appreciation for the close collaboration we have developed over the years with the Japan Coast Guard, and in particular for the valuable partnership that continues to grow within the framework of the Coast Guard Global Summit process. Let me begin by thanking you for the constant and generous support provided by the Japan Coast Guard as support secretariat for the 4th Coast Guard Global Summit, which will take place in Rome on 11th and 12th September 2025. Over the past year, your team has worked closely with our through regular video meeting, exchanges of documents and ideas, and the successful working level meeting held online last October. Your contribution has been indispensable to shaping the agenda, refining the goals of the summit, and upholding the spirit of inclusiveness and effectiveness that characterized the Coast Guard Global Summit. We are also deeply grateful for the financial support offered by the Japan Coast Guard for the gala dinner on 11th of September at Villa Miani in Rome. For this reason, we would be honored to invite you, Admiral, to deliver a short welcome address at the opening of the dinner together with our Commandant Vice Admiral Nicola Carlone. As of today, the tentative agenda of the 4th Coast Guard Global Summit is nearly finalized, with just a few speakers left to confirm. And our International Affairs Office will work jointly with your staff to complete the final steps in full coordination. We look forward to delivering together a successful and meaningful global events. Before leaving the floor to our Head of International Affairs, Captain Savarese, for the agenda of the next fora, let me to thank again in an unusual speech for me, in an unusual language for me. I'll try, but Kurandono aratatame kiden no yosho shido soshite kajo oanko tono iki Suzuki subarashi kiori koko kankei ni kokoro yori kansha mojasemasu korekara no mikimori ni wa oku no kikai gahari tomo ni kikara o awase do koto de kayo ni okeru ansen anshin yozoku kanosei no tame no kurasai teki na nina ite toshite engan tei bitai no yashamu wari o Sara ni Kiora de Kiruto Takushin Shite Orimasu Kongo mo Kongo Kyosu no Ayumi o Tsutsege, Kirakai Ukini, Roma de o Mukae de Kiru Koto o Tanoshimi Nishine Orimasu. Sorry for this. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Admiral, for the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone. I'm Capitan Ivan Savarese, Head of International Affairs Office of Italian Coast Guard Headquarters. It's really an honor, a privilege for me to be here to show you, together with my colleague, Commander Palusci, who the Italian Coast Guard is and what we do. Next slide, please. Okay. Nice. Created in 1865 as Harbour Master Corp, the Italian Coast Guard is both a regulatory administration and a specialized maritime law enforcement agency with a military status. We are part of Italian Navy, we are a corp of Italian Navy, but from operational point of view, we depend from Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport. Now there is a very short video. As you have seen from this video, it's not so easy to briefly explain all the function performed by Italian Coast Guard. Now I will leave again the floor to Commander Palusci, who will provide a more comprehensive and detailed overview about Italian Coast Guard activities, with a specific reference and focus to the organization of the next 4 Coast Guard Global Summit, which will be held in Rome 11-12 September 2025 in co-chair with the Japan Coast Guard. Thank you. Claudia, the floor is yours.
Thank you for giving me the floor. The Italian Coast Guard serves as the National Maritime Authority. We operate under the Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport for Coast Guard functions and also collaborate with other institutions, as you can see in this slide. Here you can see the territorial organization of the Italian Coast Guard, which includes a central headquarters in Rome, regional commands, and various local offices, making a total of 308 territorial units across the country. To better understand what we do, let's begin by outlining the Coast Guard functions as defined under the European legislation. A 2019 EU regulation identified 11 Coast Guard functions aimed at harmonizing the roles and responsibility of Coast Guard authorities across member states of EU. According to the Italian legal and operational framework, the Italian Coast Guard holds direct responsibility for 9 out of the 11 functions and actively contributes to the remaining 2 through interagency cooperation and joint operations as outlined in the current slide. Based on a comprehensive understanding of our operational environment, we define our mission and identity as the core foundation upon which our strategy is built. This strategy is continuously reviewed and adapted in light of emerging challenges and evolving opportunities. In this context, the Italian Coast Guard places strong emphasis on its international engagement. Over the past few years, Vice Admiral Nicola Carlone, Commandant of the Italian Coast Guard, has outlined strategic guidelines that chart the course for a modern, capable, and international proactive Coast Guard. Looking to the future means engaging with the global community today, fostering cooperation, sharing expertise, and building common responses to shared maritime challenges. However, international cooperation is not only about being ready to intervene or maintaining a presence in international theaters. More importantly, it involves the ability to plan and carry out ongoing, well-structured activities in close coordination with counterpart organizations in other countries. It means fostering dialogue, knowledge sharing, and mutual learning on issues of common interest. In this spirit, the Coast Guard Functions Forums have been established as a platform to promote structured exchanges and deeper cooperation among maritime authorities. In order to celebrate the 160th anniversary of the foundation of the Italian Coast Guard, our organization has decided to host in Rome 3 prestigious events: the European Coast Guard Functions Forum, the Mediterranean Coast Guard Functions Forum, and the Coast Guard Global Summit. The Italian Coast Guard is confident that this type of cooperation will ensure continuity in relations between Coast Guard agencies and facilitate the exchange of crucial information, experiences, and lessons learned, including through bilateral or multilateral meetings. This journey, which begins in 2024, will lead us to the plenary assemblies, which will be held during a week-long series of events from September 9 to 12 at Roma Convention Center called La Nuvola. In detail, we will have on the 9th of September the European Coast Guard Functions Forum, on the 9th of September the Mediterranean Coast Guard Functions Forum, and on the 11th and 12th of September the Coast Guard Global Summit. Now let me briefly explain what the Coast Guard Functions Forum are and how they operate. The European Coast Guard Functions Forum brings together the heads of Coast Guard functions or the equivalent from all EU maritime nations and associating Schengen countries. The European Commission and the relevant EU agencies participate as observers. The forum's main object is to promote cooperation and mutual understanding on maritime issues of shared interest related to the Coast Guard functions, which operate across both civil and military domains in the EU area. The forum also organizes workshops and expert groups co-led by the chairmanship and the 3 European agencies, EFCA, EMSA, and Frontex. Of particular note is the inclusion of a dedicated cybersecurity working group reflecting the growing importance of digital resilience in the maritime domain. More specifically, these meetings are shown on these slides. And with regard to the agenda of the European Coast Guard Function Forum Plenary Conference scheduled for September 9th, it includes a discussion of the outcomes from the 3 workshops and the working group, and an overview of the COSEX 25 exercise, a live multi-mission maritime exercise which will take place on the same day in the Tyrrhenian Sea off the coast between Civitavecchia and Fiumicino. Moving forward, I'd like to share some information about the second important international event the Italian Coast Guard will be hosting next September, the Mediterranean Coast Guard Functions Forum, that brings together representatives from institutions and agencies across the Mediterranean with competencies in Coast Guard functions. This forum promotes multilateral cooperation on a wide range of issues, including maritime safety, security, environmental protection, and development of partnership to implement related activities. History shows us that although it separates countries geographically, the Mediterranean Sea has always been a force for connection and exchange. Today, just as in ancient times, agencies around the Mediterranean must be proactive in strengthening relationships and sharing not only gas, but also knowledge, experience, and lessons learned. The goal is to enhance the professional capabilities of all countries bordering this vital maritime highway, a key link between our nations. That's why we have proposed an agenda for September 10th focused on training and capacity building to strengthen Coast Guard functions through the Mediterranean. And now, the third and final event under the chairmanship of the Italian Coast Guard and the Japan Coast Guard is the Coast Guard Global Summit. It was launched, as mentioned before, by the Japan Coast Guard in 2017 in response to the growing need for a global platform dedicated to dialogue and cooperation among Coast Guards in the world. This year, for the first time, the Coast Guard Global Summit will be held outside Japan, marking a significant step in its international outreach. And furthermore, it will be the first time in Europe. Like other regional forums, the Coast Guard Global Summit brings together Coast Guard organizations from across the globe to strengthen interregional and international cooperation on key maritime challenges, including safety, security, fisheries control, maritime environmental protection, capacity building, and human resources development. The summit serves as a unique opportunity for Coast Guard to exchange expertise, share best practices, and collaborate in developing practical solutions to common and emerging global threats. During the plenary session scheduled from 11 and 12 September, we will address a wide range of critical topics that affect Coast Guard operations worldwide. These include key topics such as ocean health, maritime security, emerging technology and artificial intelligence, and law enforcement. The contemporary maritime environment is increasingly characterized by complexity and volatility shaped by asymmetric, hybrid, and cyber threats. These evolving threats pose direct risks to civilian maritime interests and the safety of life at sea, calling for coordinating and multi-level responses from maritime authorities with Coast Guard responsibility. In this context, maritime domain awareness related to the Coast Guard functions emerges as a strategic priority. By collecting, integrating, and analyzing a wide spectrum of heterogeneous data, maritime domain awareness has the potential to evolve in the powerful predictive tool. For this reason, the central objective of this year's summit is to enhance maritime domain awareness as defined in the International Aeronautical and Maritime Search and Rescue Manual, the effective understanding of any activity associated with the maritime environment that could impact the security, safety, economy, or environment. Our shared ambition is to define sustainable and collective solutions by strengthening synergies, improving cross-border operational readiness and cooperation, and developing integrated responses across institutions and sectors. In addition to the 4 main thematic panels, we decided to dedicate a special focus to regional Coast Guard reform for other parts of the world. At the end of the day 2, as a clear sign of our shared commitment to the fostering transparency, sharing insights, and strengthening cooperation across regional platforms, additional speeches will be delivered by senior representatives from 2 major international maritime organizations. The first address will be delivered by the chairman of the North Atlantic Coast Guard Forum, a body that promotes operational collaboration among Coast Guard agencies in the North Atlantic region, currently chaired by Denmark. The second will come from the representative of the heads of the Asian Coast Guard Agencies meeting, which fosters cooperation and mutual understanding among Asian maritime agencies. Australia currently holds the presidency. And at the end of the day 1 of the Coast Guard Global Summit, all delegates are warmly invited to attend the gala dinner, which will take place at the beautiful Villa Miani, located in the hills north of Rome. With its breathtaking views over the historic city center, Villa Miani offers a truly unforgettable setting for this special evening. As you can see in this slide, we have included some images of the venue, which will host delegates from around the world for a memorable night of celebration and international collaboration. The gala dinner is being co-hosted by the Japanese and the Italian Coast Guards. The evening will feature a musical performance and a light show, adding to the festive atmosphere. And to conclude this brief overview of the Coast Guard Global Summit, we are pleased to share a map highlighting the countries that, as of August 5th, have officially registered to participate in the plenary sessions. As you can see, participation is truly global. We are proud to welcome 251 participants representing 80 delegations from around the world. This broad international presence highlights the shared commitment to cooperation and dialogue across the global Coast Guard community. These include not only nation Coast Guard authorities from every continent, but also several international organizations with Coast Guard functions, as you can see in this slide. This remarkable level of participation reflects a strong shared commitment to enhancing cooperation, exchanging knowledge, and reinforcing collective readiness in the maritime domain. And to conclude, alongside the presentation of the Italian Coast Guard's international event scheduled for September, we would also like to take this opportunity as the Italian nation to highlight another important initiatives. From October 5th to 7th, 11 Italian academies of fine arts and 4 higher institutes for artistic industry will present their projects at the Italian pavilion at the Osaka Expo. The themes of the Expo are reflected in the unique and diverse proposals of the participants' academies. At the same time, they are all united by a common vision. The project is called WOW, We One Wave, a wave that represents our most essential and precious element, water. Water also symbolic features in the official logo of the Expo Japan, purifies, regenerates, and consecrates life itself. It is to water, its protection and preservation, that we entrust our very future. But this wave also represents a surge of ideas, visions, and concrete, innovative projects, a way that positions us as active protagonists of our own choices and as builders of tomorrow. Thank you for your kind attention, and we are now available to answer any question you may have. Thank you again.